Hello and welcome back. This is our Sex Mode Presents Orcs Must Die. This is level 18, the Killing Fields, where I play it through on Nightmare and achieving the 5 skulls. This is the map where you get the decoy. It's a fairly long map, both in its geography, how it's made up, as well as the time and the amount of waves on the map. Now I used a bit of a different tactic for this. I didn't use any of the decoys. The main trap, I suppose, if you can call it that, is the barricades. So other than bringing up my steam accidentally, what I had to do was place this barricade here, which is the most important one, and that actually blocks any units off going through that pathway. I don't know why it acts as two, but I just found that out one time I was playing it. Decided to stick to it, and the other one is to block that entrance off there. And what that does is, because this map's made up of 2 entranceways, this will make all the orcs that come through the left one turn around, follow this path, not go through there because they blocked it off, but come out through this point as well, where the orcs coming through the right entrance would normally come through as well. So all the orcs should be coming through this point now. Although you have to keep an eye on it, because there are sappers in this level and they love to bust up the barricades. So I got a little bit of another trick to do as well to avoid them from breaking that barricade. And because of its importance, I'm always checking the mini-map, especially at the start of new waves, and making sure that any red dots heading down that left-hand channel are actually turning back and haven't broken through the barricades. So I also use the coin forge under the lava pots. These lava pots on each side, left and the right channel, and those 2 barricades I just placed there is that trick that I was talking about. By having those there, they all not only funnel the mobs to the right hand side where I can use grinders and into the pot into the middle, but also if there are any loose sapper mobs, they will typically go for those barricades first, especially if I'm standing there, rather than that very vital one that's down the end. So it's also good to note that there are those 2 lava pots there, and there are also 2 lava pots further back. So I'm actually just setting this up as kind of a first stint kill zone. It's not going to be my main kill zone, but I've got the money pads down there. I'm also going trap orientated play, and you'll see why in a second, because this area here is my real kill zone, where I'll be setting up the pounders on the roof, the grinders on the wall, as well as arrows, and also I'll be barricading the direction behind me, so it creates an even more of a longer pathway tunnel for the mobs to go through. So at the moment now I'm just running back and getting more health, playing it safe. I mean, there's only a couple mobs loose, so I've said this before, but anytime you're playing a nightmare and you get a little bit of a break like that, go and heal or spend the time placing traps. So yeah, I've got to remember to place that second barricade there. So even at the start of this wave, I'm just looking on the left hand side at those red dots, making sure they bounce back, and that none have broken through, and that the sapper mobs haven't spawned, because they will spawn on both left and right side. I typically find it's more on the right side than the left side. I can't remember the timings, but it would be helpful to know that, especially if you're using this barricade technique to pass this level. So yeah, keep an eye on the left hand side, see all the dots going back, and all the mobs on the right hand side are entering my main kill zone, which I haven't completed yet. If you wanted to use the mace on the roof instead of the pounders, then that would also work. And just closing off that entrance there with that barricade. So all the barricades I have up, I've got to ensure stay up. The ones closest to the entrance on the right hand side are kind of more decoys. They're not as important as the other ones, but if they do break down, it is good to replace them, just so that's what the sappers go after. So yeah, start of the round, just do my normal killing as the mobs come through, looking at the left hand side, just watching the left hand side while still spamming the crossbow. Just yeah, I can see the dots are turning back, which is good. And there's a couple of sapper mobs here. Oh, almost nearly almost died there. So yeah, no, that was the gnolls coming up. So just going back to replenish. The gnolls won't actually go into the rift, and what I'm doing here is standing by the rift, so it regenerates my health as well as my mana a little bit quicker, so I can take out these gnolls. If I wasn't low on health, I would have been able to do that a little bit more cleanly. So as you can see, there's a couple that have just made it out through here. Now I'm following the natural line that they should be going, and they're coming into this room. For some reason they didn't go down that middle channel, which they could have, but lucky for me they didn't. And coming out through this side there's a secondary pot which I can use. There we go. I thought about throwing down another coin forge at this location, but I wasn't sure whether it would be worth it because I don't expect to kill any other mobs in this area by the way that I've laid the level out. So I've just placed a couple of defenders here. That's more as an insurance policy against any loose kobolds that might get past. As you can see, this is a kobold run, so just taking those out. And typically at the start of each round, I can see two little dots near the end, so that's why the archers at the back there, I know they're going to take care of them, so I don't have to run back. But typically at the start of each wave, you kind of want to be at the doorway and take out one of the waves as they come through the door, and then jump to this kill zone. And because I've opted to go for the trap weaver, I particularly want my traps to kill the mobs. That's why I use the wind ability a lot. And then I set this one up as a backup secondary kill room in case they overrun the first one. See all the mobs are funneling in through this location, so that's why this map takes me a little bit longer than some of the others, because all the mobs on the left hand side have to turn around halfway and walk all the way back and then come up through the right hand side. So yes, I'm placing the decoy barricade again. I mean, it is useful, but it's more of a decoy than anything. And start the round up the front, throw down the lightning rain, back to the other channel where I can do the damage, because I know the ones on the left hand side have to go and turn around. But if I can thin their numbers out, then that's just even more helpful. So I can see that they're kind of singular dots, so I just want to see what kind of mobs they are. And there is a kobold, so I catch that before, a gnoll. So I catch that before he gets to my archers, and I can see the ones running down the left hand column. So I have to go rescue my archers from them. And then I can see another one back on the left hand side. So this is back and forth, having to deal with that and catch out some sappers there as well. So unfortunately my archers did die. If I was a little bit more onto it, I could have rescued them. I mean, that was 4 of them I've lost, so that's quite a bit of a waste of money, and I will have to replace them as well. But yeah, just running back. So I think this is the second push from the right hand side coming through, followed up by the left hand side coming through. And because the left hand sides had to sort of walk forward, go halfway and turn back, they sort of string, become kind of like a train. So that's why the arrows along the right hand side pathway are quite useful as well, and they do quite a bit of damage. So that's why I've placed all the coin forges there, because they see a lot of action. Yeah, it's just along here. So placing the decoy barricade again, and running up to the front, doing the AoE. It's another sapper run. Another kobold run. He almost got through. So yeah, just watching left hand side as well, making sure those dots are running back and they haven't broken through or they're not slipping through. can see one's made it through, but I remember I still had a defender on each side, so he gets taken care of automatically. But if I could see 3 dots, then I would have to run back, because I know my single archer couldn't take those on. Yeah, I just really try and bait the mobs into this kill room to be killed with traps as much as I can to earn the most amount of money. As you can see, that's where all my upgrades are focused. And yeah, because I use this technique, it's basically just killing you know, the right hand side first on its own, and then the left hand side first on its own, using the same kill room. And that's the real benefit of using that barricade on the left hand side. So there's, the main dangers on this map is the sappers blowing up the barricades, and there's quite a few gnolls as well. Yeah, so once again, start of the round, left hand side, use the AoE, that's just to thin out the numbers, and in case there's any sappers on that side initially, or take care of it. And there's the crossbow orcs, take up the lightning. See, the sappers are running towards myself, but I can see the gnolls running. Oh no, I just need to get more health. Yeah, so anyway, so just make sure you don't die, of course. So that's one of the benefits of going up the front, is you got that portal there where it leads right to your rifts near the back. Alternatively, if you go the knowledge weaver, the rift's got the extra defense, but because of how I set this up, the trap one does me fine. So I finally put those barricades there, because typically the mobs do go through there, but for some reason they weren't, and I'm just doubling up on the barricades on that vital one there just in case, because you know, it's quite a long map and I'm 3/4 of the way through it, and I hate to lose because of that, especially when I had the money and the time to do it. And for once I don't have a charm trap, so I'll have to kill any ogres that come my way, but because they've got such a long way to travel, even if they're armoured, they shouldn't be too much trouble. So I'll just place some more defenders at that rift. That tends to be the main one that they run towards. I don't know why out of the two, I guess because of how I've changed the pathing with the barricades. So yeah, hit the lava pots whenever you can, and I saw that kobold escape, so I know he's heading straight for my archers, so I take him out. I can see on the mini map that there's a couple more, so this is a little bit of a panic rescue mission. If I was a little bit calmer, I could have actually killed these quicker with more accurate headshots. Just trying to save my archers. I mean, yeah, I've got a few corpses are piling up, which isn't good. But yeah, I mean, that's something I could have done a little bit better. So yeah, just finishing off the 9th wave. I mean, this is a map that because there's so many waves, I couldn't quite remember them all. And generally, by being up the front, you can see what's coming out anyway, and whether or not you have to deal with it. See, 3, 2, 1, I'm rushing to the front, placing another decoy, because why not, and another one to push them. Oh, I didn't quite get it down. But, I'm taking out the mass orcs with the lightning. Just running back here, get a little bit more health and a little bit magic. Just assessing the mini-map as well. Just having a look at that left hand side. Yeah, that looks fine. So back into it. So I mean, not many orcs will make it through here now. And then I've got the other barricade, and so it leads their natural path to the other kill zone as well. So there won't be too many orcs that will make it through. So the things that will get me will be like kobolds, sappers, and maybe a mass like ogre push might kind of make it through. So I see that dot. There happens to be a group of crossbow orcs. I'm just going to take them out. Yeah, it's just all about keeping an eye on things. So this is another kobold run. But typically kobolds will come out on one side and sappers on the other. See, I just see the barricades getting blown up on the left hand side, and I'm just in time to see my decoy barricades get blown up. So I just replace them again. I mean, I could have protected them a little bit better if I knew the waves more. But that main barricade on the left hand side blocking that channel, they're still up, and that's the most important ones. So yeah, we could have probably placed that one a little bit sooner, but anyway, now dealing with the left hand side mobs that are now finally making their way through. Probably should utilize the lava pot here, but I want my traps to do the majority of the killing. Yeah, so here I finally placed the defenders up here. I think I could thin out the numbers a little bit more. It's not really a place I normally place the defenders, and you'll see why on the next wave. So they end up being sacrificial archers, which is never a good thing. So I know this is the final wave, so I just gotta keep doing what I've been doing. Lining up the top, see what's coming out here. See, it's a couple of archers. Let's kill them off, just keep an eye on the mini-map. I see a gnoll pop out and an armoured ogre, and I figured the other side's going to look similar. So there's the armoured ogre. Because he's got the shortest distance to go, I decided I'm going to burn him down. Now, unfortunately, I don't recognise there's another gnoll killing those archers I placed earlier. So all of them go down, but it's on the last wave, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, there he is. You used to see how he's got not much health because he's just been off killing my my archers. But anyway, so these are just the final orcs. Yeah, I didn't really need the second kill room, but it's good to have. And here's a confused armoured ogre who's just been running back and forward for some reason. We messed up pathing, so I'm just going to take my time and take him down. Because he wasn't, he wasn't playing ball. So yeah, the pots work quite good, as you can see there. It's actually doing quite a bit of damage. So try and get a bit tricky and do it again. But I think I pushed my luck a little bit, just a little bit too far. But anyway, he got a hit on me, and but I managed to get the final hit. There we go. So yeah, that was level 18, killing fields. I had a bit of trouble on that one until I worked out that barricade trick. Yeah, so there's the 5 skulls. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.